conclude this lecture by mentioning one hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, and this hadith has much benefit and morals and blessings for us to ponder over. This hadith of the Prophet ﷺ is the famous hadith, the famous hadith that all of you have heard and read, the hadith of the prostitute from the children of Israel. The prostitute from the children of Israel. You have heard this hadith, all of you. That there was a lady who was a prostitute from the children of Israel. And she walked by a well, and she saw a dog outside of this well, panting from thirst, having nothing to drink. And the dog was licking the ground to find some water. So the prostitute felt mercy for the dog. So she went into the well, and she took her shoe off, she filled it with water, she put the shoe in her mouth, and she climbed out the well, and she gave it to the dog, out of pity and mercy for the dog. The Prophet ﷺ said, hadith in Sahih Bukhari, the Prophet ﷺ said, because of this, Allah forgave her sins. Now, what is my point in quoting this hadith? The point is, and this is the moral that I want to leave you with, this is the primary message I want to leave you with. The point is, this hadith demonstrates that what is important is the connection that the heart has with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Imagine this scenario here. She is a prostitute. She is selling her body for the sake of this dunya. She is a prostitute. She finds mercy on a dog, which is one of the most despised creatures in our religion. It is a filthy, najas creature. And yet, perhaps in that moment of mercy, she realized she too is more in need of Allah's mercy than this dog is in need of water. So for the sake of Allah, wanting to have forgiveness of Allah, she has pity on a pitiable creature, and that is a dog. She has pity on the dog. And so she has a moment of sincerity. She has a moment of connection that, oh Allah, at least reward me for this deed. And because of this one deed, Allah overlooks all of her sins. All of her sins are forgiven. My dear brothers and sisters, the moral of the story is very clear. Do not trivialize any good that you are doing. Do not trivialize any good that you are doing. When you see an opportunity for good, go do it. When you see an avenue to do some khair, go do it. How do you know? Perhaps that one small good deed, feeding water to a dog from your shoe, perhaps that one small good deed will be accepted by Allah. And if Allah accepts any one deed from you, Allah has accepted all of your deeds. Brothers and sisters, Allah tells us in the Quran, فَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ خَيْرًا يَرَى وَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ شَرًّا يَرَى. If you do an atom's weight of good, an atom's weight of evil, Allah will take it into account. Do not trivialize any good that you do. See every opportunity that you have. Take every single opportunity. Seize every avenue for khair. Whether it's fasting, whether it's charity, whether it's salah, whether it's Quran, whether it is being merciful to other creatures and beings. Have a relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And as you perfect this relationship, as you strengthen this relationship, so too insha'Allah ta'ala will you rise in the ranks of this world and the ranks of Jannah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us with real iman. May He bless us with true actions and deeds. May He bless us with a genuine love of Him and His Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. May He allow us to perfect our worship of Him. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Wa sallallahu wa sallam wa baraka ala abdi Muhammadin wa alihi wa sahbihi.